Welcome to Workforce Workshop, where we delve into the forces shaping our work environment. I'm your host, Shiraz Kelly, and today we're tackling a significant topic that's at the heart of many discussions in boardrooms, factories, and policy rooms: globalization versus localization under President Trump. With Trump's return to the presidency in 2024, we've seen a distinct shift in how businesses operate, hire, and plan for the future. So let's unpack this together. Understanding the Trump doctrine on globalization. First off, let's set the stage. President Trump has historically been known for his America First policy, which translates into a skepticism of traditional globalization. Here's what we're seeing. Trade policies: Trump's administration has continued its aggressive stance on trade, imposing tariffs, renegotiating agreements like the USMCA, and pulling out of others like the TPP. This has created a ripple effect on global trade, encouraging businesses to look inward or at least reconsider their global supply chains. Immigration: with stricter immigration policies, there's a direct impact on the labor market. Businesses that once relied on international talent or labor are now facing shortages, prompting a move towards automation or local workforce development. Economic nationalism: there's a push for buying American and hiring American, which, while patriotic, challenges companies accustomed to a globalized economy where cost and efficiency often dictate sourcing and hiring decisions. The impact on business operations. Let's dive into how these policies are affecting day-to-day business operations. Supply chain localization: companies are rethinking their supply chains, moving towards localization or nearshoring. This isn't just about cost anymore, it's about security and control. However, this can lead to higher costs and potentially less access to specialized materials or components. Manufacturing renaissance: there's a renewed interest in bringing manufacturing back to the US. We've seen job growth in manufacturing, particularly in sectors that benefit from government incentives or where automation can be heavily utilized. Hiring practices: with a focus on American workers, there's been a shift in hiring practices. Companies are investing more in training local talent, but this also means navigating a labor market where skills might not match the immediate needs of businesses looking to localize. Sector-specific effects: while some sectors like tech and finance have found ways to thrive amidst globalization, others like steel or textiles are seeing a revival due to protectionist policies. However, this isn't without its challenges. Protectionism can also mean higher costs for consumers and businesses. The workforce perspective. Now let's look at this from the workers' angle. In job market shifts, there's a noticeable shift in job availability. While manufacturing might see a boom, sectors heavily reliant on global trade or international talent are adjusting. For workers, this means potentially learning new skills or moving to different sectors. Wage and employment dynamics: the push for localization might increase wages in certain areas due to labor shortages, but it also means workers in globalized industries might face job insecurity or need to pivot their career paths. Skill development: with a focus on local talent, there's a significant push for upskilling and reskilling. This is both an opportunity and a challenge for the workforce to adapt to the demands of a more localized economy. Cultural and diversity impact: one of the less talked about aspects is how these policies affect workplace diversity. Localization can mean a decrease in cultural diversity, which has been shown to drive innovation and corporate success. Long-term implications. What does this mean for the future? Economic growth: while short-term job creation in certain sectors is evident, the long-term economic growth model under such policies is debated. Can protectionism sustain growth in a globally interconnected world? Innovation: globalization has traditionally been a catalyst for innovation through the exchange of ideas and competition. Will this inward turn stifle innovation, or will it force a new kind of creativity out of necessity? Global influence: as the US steps back from some aspects of globalization, other countries might step up, potentially shifting the balance of global economic power and influence. Business strategy: companies are now more than ever needing to balance between being globally competitive and locally relevant. This dual approach requires sophisticated strategic planning, potentially leading to more resilient business models. Conclusion: as we wrap up today's episode, it's clear that under President Trump's leadership, the tug of war between globalization and localization is more pronounced than ever. This isn't about choosing one over the other, but understanding how to navigate both for the benefit of businesses, workers, and the economy at large. Whether you're a CEO strategizing your next move or an employee pondering your career path, these shifts demand adaptability, foresight, and perhaps a redefinition of what success looks like in this new economic landscape. Thank you for tuning into Workforce Workshop. Remember, the future isn't just something that happens to us, it's something we actively participate in shaping. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us. Your feedback helps us bring you the most relevant content. Until next time, keep learning, keep adapting, and let's keep shaping the future of work together. Join our podcast for more insights, and let's navigate these changes together. See you in our next episode.